Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing this morning? Mydraw, welcome in. Dr. Chicken Mama, welcome. Thank you for joining the stream. I hope your lurk is super relaxing. I hope you guys are doing great. I am just about to get in, just getting ready with everything. This is all crazy. Leo Twitch person, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? All right, let's jump in and paint. We're gonna pick up right where we left off yesterday. We're just gonna get right into our second coat. Bright neutral gray. Window of Tech Priest of Mars in it. Yeah. How did that turn out? Did you finish? It was a Call, right? Belisarius Call that you were painting. Get him done. We're all busy. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. The voting public to determine the winner. Man, people got stuff going on in real life. I understand. What we're doing here. Post the links to the entries. Yeah, sure. Can you put it in Discord? Like in the general chat or something? And I'll be happy to go vote after stream when I have a couple minutes to sit down and look at everything. Excuse me. So, yeah, more fun stories about yesterday. Finished stream and I got ready and I went to the gym because I missed it on Monday because the power went out right as I got there. So leave my house, like my car's in the garage, so got the car out of the garage and went over. It took my 2-minute drive to the gym, and I get there and I can't sign in to the building. They have like a little app, like an unlock thing, kind of like a key fob app or whatever, and it won't let me sign in. I'm trying to like buzz somebody on like their little like speaker. No one's answering. I'm like, what is going on? Finally, someone comes out and tells me that power went out, and so they have to send everybody home. They can't have people there when the power's out. And I'm like, why did they just turn power? Like I'm on the same grid as the gym. My power was on 2 minutes ago, and they had turned it off in between me leaving my house and getting to the gym. So awesome. I was a little upset. Just trying to do my normal things. Just trying. Judge Dave, how you doing? How you doing, man? Yeah, our power ended up being out until like 7 o'clock last night. So, fantastic. Fantastic. Horace is done. That's awesome, dude. Please put some pictures up. Love to see him. And Leo, thank you for posting a link. I said I'll go try to get in there and vote, guys. Go vote for it's the Tech Priest of March challenge that Leo did. Just need people to vote on the winner. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm doing pretty well this morning. I'm hoping today is not as crazy as the past couple days, because I'm a bit over the craziness. I got a new phone, so that's kind of nice. Figure out all this modern, newfangled technology. My wife have had the same phone since I think 2020 is when we replaced our phones the last time, so we were due for an upgrade. Phones are expensive. Nice, nice. Thanks, Judge Dave. We are putting our second coat of bright neutral gray here. We're gonna put some gold, like accent details on a couple things, and then it'll be time to wash this Mini. And like we do with our other Thousand Suns vehicles, we're going to do an all-over kind of diluted black wash. While that's drying, we'll just go ahead and start on another tank. So, no harm, no foul. I don't know if it'll take the whole day for this thing to dry, or if it'll be done in an hour or so, but either way, we'll try to efficiently use our time. As I drop my tank yet again. Really good at that. Smaller brush to get the bolter casings. Yeah. Today is Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday today? I don't know what's going on this week. My week is done. Like I am so out of sorts with everything. Brush. On here. I know it'll be a little later for folks in Europe and UK and everything, but we are going to do our Patreon hangout tonight. We'll try around 8:30 Eastern Daylight, I guess. But yeah. So we'll be doing that. Try to chat and paint or something. We'll be hanging out. Should be fun. Should be a good time. Okay. We've got our 2 coats of white on here, so let's get some rich gold out, and we're gonna just grab a couple small accents of rich gold. There's really not a lot. Like, there's a lot of red on here, and we're just going to do a couple things in gold. Bolter pieces is the main things. All right. Let's see here. And find just a couple more gold accents. So let's get like this right here. Just to get a little more, and we'll get these 2 on either side. And that might be it. We'll have some gold transfers and stuff on it. Where it's not supposed to be, it's okay. Cover our mistakes. Alright, so we got some gold on it. We got white. I think the black is an appropriate amount compared to the white here. So, yeah, should look really good. real good for some washes. I think what I want to do actually, one final step. Let's see if my silver is still good. It's a little thin, but I think that might work. Can see in between here, and this really bothers me. With my brush. Bit in between here. Just don't want it to be red. Okay, that's good on that side. I did realize while I was assembling this, or I guess toward the end of assembly, that I could have magnetized this. The only difference was this front assembly right here, and then this top plate, and I could have kept that top plate on there and just put the demolisher cannon in, but it's alright. I like this tank. I'm not a huge fan of indicators, but I like the big laser gun on it, so I'm happy to stick with it as is, not mess with it at all. Okay, so for our wash, we're gonna get a normal little palette out, just a little dry palette thing here, and we're gonna add our own wash. Shake some things up. I'm going to use Black Templar here, and we're going to try a ratio of Black Templar. Stronger pigment means I'm using less. So what we're going to try 2 drops Black Templar. Clean that pipette out. We'll do 2 drops of Flow Improver. We'll do 10 drops Lahmian Medium. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see what that looks like. We got something here. Yeah, it's not bad. I might need more to finish the tank though, so let's double up here. Do 10 more drops in Lahmian Medium. So Judge Dave, what's next? You finished Horus, what are you painting next? Flow Improver 1, 2. 2 drops of Black Templar. Okay. Move these things over and we're gonna try to make this happen. Let's see. T-Slayer, what's going on? Put our palette up here. It's really nice, actually. How are you doing today, man? This like top plate on the Vindicator has a ton of weird angles and little recesses, so surprised if I need to get more wash ready. With much at work? All right. Hopefully it's not too boring for you. Hey, you get to watch Twitch at work, so can't be all bad. The ratio works really well, though. I think that wash is about perfect for what I want. We're gonna save the blast shield and the gun for last. Maybe the treads for last as well, because we can put a heavier wash on those and they'll look a lot better. Yeah, we'll need to make up some more wash soon. That's all right. Why we get paid the big bucks. Watch for crazy pooling areas. You guys have any good projects going on? No. Excited to hear what you guys got. I did play a game of Horus Heresy last night. I believe. Hey, Misfit, thank you so much for the sub, man. How are you doing this morning? Welcome in. Yeah, I played a game of Heresy last night. I took my Thousand Suns against a World Eaters player, and had a lot of fun. Genuinely nice dude I played against, my first time playing against him, so had a great time. I got my butt handed to me. I did take, so we played a 2,000 point game, and I brought my new Malcador Infernus, and that mini is so bad. It is it's so awful. It has some crazy rules, like it can't move and shoot. It's flamethrower, and its gun, it doesn't have a turret, so its gun has to fire straight ahead. And yeah, I got one shot with the flamethrower, and I hit 10 Terminators, and I killed nothing. I did 0 wounds. I mean, I wounded stuff, and he passed all of his saves, because Terminators reroll saves against templates, so that was all that was. It did kill 2 Space Marines, though, and that was when it exploded and died, when they blew it up in melee combat. So that was the extent of my 350 point flamethrower tank. Just mixing up some more wash. Yo, Raptor, what's going on? What's going on? No, GW has never released Thunder Warrior miniatures. Do you need at the office? Really get the chance to socialize with the colleagues due to a lot of meetings? Oh, no, it's... I don't know. Is that what you want, or is that, like, not good? I don't know. Some people have very different opinions on socializing with work colleagues. Alright, let's mix this wash up and continue on. Okay, it's catching with colleagues. Alright, yeah, and you're kind of dumb. Would you get them if they did Thunder Warriors? I mean, it depends. It depends on how they looked and if I could use them in game and everything. But it seems like, you know, like Thunder Warriors are long dead at this point in the game. Right. I would, because that would be like a Unification Wars game where they would release minis, and I don't see that ever happening, because I could see them doing a Great Crusade game, but then, you know, Thunder Warriors they're beyond dead at that point. Like they're far gone. There was that dude that made that sweet looking diorama. He says he's still working on it. It's like the Thunder Warriors' last stand against the Space Marines, which is really cool. Oh, are we working on sabers next? Nice. What legion are you painting the sabers? Fighting with Airbrush. Oh, that's too bad. Stand. I feel your pain. Doing my best to keep this thing on screen here. Okay. Got treads. We hold the bottom treads a bit here. We can do the gun and the blast shield. Just can't get this done all at once. Right. Blast shield. Okay. I think that many is washed. Let's set this to the side and give it some time. Looking good though, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Sons of Horus Saber's nice. I know you've painted a lot of different Primarchs. Are Sons of Horus kind of your main legion? Oh man. Ugh. Okay. So, let's see, that's done. We're letting that dry. I do have, let's see, those guys all need to... Let's get a drink of water. We'll decide here. Do we just go for the big boy? Yeah, we'll do the big boy. Need a lot of silver. A lot of silver. I'm gonna pull this mini up. See if I can't get a good picture of what should be metal and what shouldn't be. Okay, all right, we got a good idea here. Man, once Proco releases that steel, I might go through those bottles pretty quickly. Thin it down just a little bit, especially since we're painting over a large area. Mix it up. When I come back to the Vindicator, I'm going to have to put a glove on so I don't start washing paint off. Okay, and so I don't waste paint, I'll just use what's on this brush, and then we'll brush them. Okay, let's get the treads. Getting big picture stuff. I think we got, oh my gosh, we got more storms coming. I heard our weather forecast. The storms we get tonight are supposed to be as bad as they were on Sunday night, which were the storms that blew down my tree. So, it's going to be miserable. Hey, no problem. No problem, Judge Dave. You're not missing much, dude. I'm just going at it here. IPA to get my... Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes you just gotta do it though, right? Like, the buildup in the brush, you know, it happens just as you after regular use and everything. A new delivery. Oh, cool. All right. So I think my new camera that I've had since last summer, is that thunder happening? I think there's thunder going on. If I lose power, guys, I'm gonna flip out. But I'm just so you guys know, that might happen. I'm so tired of losing electricity. The Curse of Ohio. No kidding, man. This has been some week. When we excuse me, we were talking to some like tree removal people, and because when they cleared our road with our tree that fell over, they just shoved everything to the side. And the guy told me, like, that's what you're paid to do, just move it to the side. And he's like, yeah, we can come out and remove it. And we got a couple quotes from some different companies on removing the rest of the tree, but then also the brush and everything, and like trimming everything down. And it's a lot of money. And then I heard that the city sometimes, or some cities, remove that stuff, from storm damage anyway. That's just kind of what they do, and I don't know. So we're trying to figure that out. But I'm like, I'm not gonna remove anything before this other storm comes in. Like, why would I pay someone to come out and remove all the brush and tear down a tree when another tree might blow over? So we're just, at the earliest tomorrow, if we get someone to do it. But don't jinx it again. Last time you mentioned losing power, it happened a few minutes later. That's true. That's true. Just, I just want to prepare you guys. I'm assuming I'm going to lose power because I've lost power the past 3 days. So, it's all been ridiculous. I'm gonna go take a nap if I lose power, though. It's gonna be on. Not that I'm cheering losing power, but a nap sounds really good. Leo, I did not go to Adepticon. No. Maybe next year. Who knows? We'll see what happens between now and then. You just burn the remainder? Yeah, we don't have like a fire pit, and we live in like a residential neighborhood. What we can do, so we got quotes for tearing down the tree, and we have another tree that needs to come down also that we were looking into, but it's a lot of money. And it's a lot cheaper for them to leave everything, and the guy's like, you can sell the firewood and give it away, whatever you want to do. You burn it, it's all yours. But it's like, we'll cut it up into firewood. And that'll be that. I'm like, okay. He kind of gave me a price over the phone, and then he like texted me like his official quote, and the prices are different. So I'm like, I don't know about that, but it's a lot more for them to haul it and everything. Post an ad for, yeah, and that's what we would do. We'd probably just give it away. Like, I don't care to like sell firewood, or it'd be like $20, take all you want kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. Small note, may need some cutting. Yeah, just do it here. Yeah. $20, and like it's like you pick your own firewood, but you gotta like trim all the brush and everything. Yeah, trim all the pine needles off and all that. Land Raider Spartan, you're so cool. Yeah, here comes the thunder, guys. It's coming. Just take a look at this guy real quick. Still drying. He's doing well, though. Doing well. Okay, I'm gonna get a smaller brush and we're gonna go through the sides of the treads, and then we have to get all the wheels in between the treads. That is like 90% of the way to get in between too is all the angles. Oh man, can you guys hear the thunder through the mic? Yeah, you heard that one? Yeah. Good stuff. Good old spring. Just coming out with a vengeance. Ooh, that's a big one. It's all one stage at a time here. I can hear it all the way over here. Yeah. Thunder you can hear in Europe. Hey, Star Laser, what's going on, man? What is happening? We are painting our Typhon heavy siege tank while our Vindicator dries. It's got some wash on it. We're waiting on. We are doing my most hated part of painting any tank. Dang, that was close. Ooh, man. That was a close one. Which is painting treads. I do not like to paint treads, and I have this giant tank that the treads go all the way around and are completely exposed. Wonderful. Just morning work. Alright. Nice. Hopefully the weather is fine where you are. I just want to paint my tanks. I want to paint my tanks. I just want to do my normal routine stuff. That's all. That's all I want to do. Okay, it was amazing. Wait, what? What did you try? What did you try and freak the guy out? I'm curious. What did you do? Side pieces. Get the other side. Deathstorm drop pods? That's hilarious. I forgot that Deathstorm drop pods were even in Heresy. That's funny. Did they even do anything? Grade kit and boom. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Didn't work against the Spartan. Well, that makes sense, yeah. Darn flare-shielded Spartans. What kind of weapons do they have? Okay, I think we have all the sides of the treads. So let's get in between the treads now. Right, yeah, here we got all that. Then we'll get underneath the treads. This way and then come back around. I think that might be... So I have one other Spartan, and the way I painted the treads on that was I taped the whole mini, except for the treads, and I airbrushed it. And as annoying as this is, I feel like I may have spent more time taping it. Strength 6, AP 4, Heavy 9, Unlimited Ammo, Pinning Deathstorm. Wow, okay, I can target 4 things at once. That's pretty solid. How many points is that? That seems like a pretty scary threat. Like, it's not going to kill a lot of stuff. I think that would wreck rhinos, though. Oh, it's like Ballistic Skill 2, though, so you're only hitting on 5s, right? Like, it's... this way. Okay, we got the inner, I don't know, pieces. 90 points. Okay, yeah. Right near an objective, just infantry's trying to take them. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Zerbad, what's going on? Tank treads fully exposed. Yeah, power armor trip. Yeah, this is. Oh my god, it's pretty miserable. I'll be honest. This is my least. Like treads are my least favorite part of tanks. Paint and having the giant treads on the Spartan, and they're fully exposed. They have these big gaps in between them. It is. It's pretty miserable. We gotta paint underneath them and everything too. Then we gotta paint all the wheels all the way around. There's not a whole lot more silver after the treads, but I've been wanting to 3D print stuff this week, guys, and I'm really glad I've been procrastinating because... Oh, I didn't get that side yet. Okay. Yeah, because I would have had just a bunch of failed prints. Dan Osborne's tank weathering class at the con. It was good. Oh, cool. All right. Dirty down the treads. Nice. Yeah, I'll be doing some weathering on them. Yeah, the dirty down stuff seems like a really good idea, though. Let's put mud on them. Yeah, I'll be putting... I'll be putting some weathering stuff on them, some weathering powders. Okay, is that all for that side? Okay, let's come back the other direction. Start up here. There we go. When I do the 12-hour stream, none of the tanks that I'm painting for myself have treads. Legs. Honestly, really excited to paint those. Printing like crazy. Oh, nice. Okay, good to hear. Yeah, I've had some prints I feel like I need to get out, and I can't. What's the best base color pre-dirty down? That I have no idea. I've never used the dirty down stuff. Okay, we finished that tread. Let's get the inner parts on this tread. Yeah, we paint this silver on here. We should be good to go back to our Vindicator. Probably not black. Yeah, that's fair. Start with the outside. Start right around here. Zenithal. Go with gray. Good to know. We got the expert passing on knowledge, so we can all learn. I picked up yesterday. I've been using the Huge Miniatures weathering pigment. I use that for the sand on these guys. I've been mixing it with the Fixer. Well, they started selling pre-mixed stuff, so the liquid. So I am looking forward to trying that out. I'll probably try it out on some of these tanks. Hey Zen, what's going on, man? Need some more tanks. Yeah, I have the wash and the Vindicators drying, so I figured I would make myself miserable and paint the 6 miles of tank treads on this tank. That's what we're doing. Good stuff, though. I know all the effort on this mini is just painting these treads, so again, just hoping I don't lose power again. Great, good stuff to experiment with. It's important to remember Dirty Down will always reactivate. Interesting. Okay. What if you varnish it? I wonder if you put varnish over it, what it'll do. Alright. Night Lords could have some bayonets. Yeah. So, both of those, both bayonets and chain bayonets are good. But for tacticals, I don't think it's necessary. I'm not usually one to put a bunch of stuff on my tactical marines, though. Like, that's just me. Like, they're there to grab objectives, and that's it. And chain bayonets don't give them any more objective grabbing potential. It does help them in melee, but it also adds to their points. So Yeah, the less you put on, the less you gotta paint. Yep. That is true. Yeah, the chain bayonets are really nasty. They look goofy, but they're really good. Um, yeah, in general, you're never. I don't know. It's very rare where I'm like, man, I wish I would have put bayonets on my tactical marines. Like, just save the like 10 points or whatever, and don't bother with your bayonets. Yeah, bayonets look cool. I agree. I agree. I think any of the setups look cool. So, no bayonets look cool. The bayonets look cool. The chain bayonets, while a little strange looking, I think can definitely look cool in context. So,
It's clean. It's cold.
all right.
That's what I call high quality H2O.
We'll take a drink of water here. I'm trying to get a chain bayonet IRL. Yeah. They scream John Blanche. Yeah, yeah. They're very much like what was that video game that did that? Gears of War. I played Gears of War, I think, once. Okay, let's go back and get the other angle. Second or third one was 90% cutscenes? Oh, okay. Oh, that's too bad. Like, that game was definitely pretty iconic, though. Okay. We need to get the underside of the treads now. Played co-op. Yeah, co-op's always more fun with those games, right? Let's... get some more silver out. Okay. Oh man, I'm dragging today. Yes, played some Horus Heresy last night. I took my Malcador Infernus. It was god awful. It did nothing. Oh jeez. Oh, that sucks. Jeez, Zen. That's really annoying. Yeah, no, I lost. I lost horribly. It was fine though. We were he's relatively new to the game and he's playing World Eaters. I'm like, I'm gonna take a bunch of melee units and just fight World Eaters in melee. And the 2,000 point game, almost 400 points were locked in my big Malcador. And the Malcador, like, he was generous. We did the math to, like, we did the theoretical dice roll. If he wanted, he would have blown up my Malcador his first shot the first turn. We rolled the dice for it, and like that's what was going to happen. But he decided to play and let me get one shot with my Malcador because, I brought the giant template and, I had all the things there and it was going to be glorious. And I ended up getting a shot and he had bunched up a bunch of Terminators. And I was like, sweet. So I threw the template down on him. I hit all 10 Terminators because you're going to hit whatever you want with that giant template. And I killed no one. So that was that. The next turn, he charged it, and he blew it up. And the explosion killed two power armored Space Marines of his. So that's what it did. It killed 20 points of Space Marines. What? What are you talking about, Judge Dave? They just look real good. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know what? It was fully painted. It looked really good on the table. It looked a little out of place compared to the rest of my army, but it was fun. So it mattered. Oh, okay, yeah. Can't kill a Termi. Yeah, to be fair, the model that can't kill a Termi is a notoriously horrible, like, rules miniature, so... Yeah, and also, like, I have different mindsets when I play, like, different things. So, I'm playing against a relatively newer player, playing Heresy. He said he had played 2 games before. He played against Mechanicum and against Solar Auxilia, his other 2 games. And so he's like, I want to play against Space Marines. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, you mind if I take this big Lord of War giant flamethrower tank? I was like, it's terrible, but I'll bring it. And he's like, yeah, it's cool. So, and I didn't know what else to fill out. It was only a 2,000 point game, so it was smaller. So, like, the Malcador took a higher percentage of my army anyway, but I was like, I'm just going to run into melee with him. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Running into melee against a melee-focused Legion is not, like, the smart way to play. If I were playing in a tournament, well, I wouldn't bring, like, the cheesy things for my army. I would also, like play to win. Like, I wouldn't bring the Malcador. And, do that kind of stuff. But, he brought, let's see. He had a giant Death Star he had 10 Cataphractii Terminators with a Praetor with Cataphractii armor. All in a Land Raider Spartan with a flare shield. So I think that unit in total was over 1,000 points for everything in that one blob. He brought a tactical squad on foot. He brought a despoiler squad. He had 2 despoiler squads, which are assault marines without jump packs, is what those are. So they're tactical marines with chainswords and bolt pistols. But he had a despoiler squad with in a rhino, and a despoiler squad in a Dreadclaw drop pod, which is like a drop pod that comes in. It's a little tougher. It's got some weapons, but it can like get back up and fly around after it drops off its troops. And then he took a Leviathan in a Dreadnought drop pod. So he dropped a Leviathan on me. And, you know, first turn, I took a bunch of shots. I couldn't even blow up a Rhino my first turn, so, like, my dice were kind of failed me there. And if I blew up the Rhino, I was going to torch him with the Malcador, and it was, like, power armor infantry, and it probably would have actually killed a couple dudes. I don't know. But, couldn't do that. My second turn, I couldn't blow up a Rhino. I went 2 turns without killing a thing. And then, yeah, and then my he kept shooting my Leviathan, and I did not pass 1 invulnerable save on my Leviathan, so it died really quick, which is not something that usually happens with dreadnoughts in general, especially Leviathans. So yeah, it is a big L for me in list creation. Yeah. I mean, I was not expecting much, honestly. Like I was there for a good time, not a long time, you know. I was there to put down the giant template, the Hellstorm template, and everybody in the store was oohing and awing at my my massive template. So that's the real win. Yeah, if I can't blow up a Rhino on turn 1 with like 6 las cannons, then there's no game. My Malcador has autocannon sponsons on it, and I shot the autocannons at the Rhino and still didn't do anything. Just like missed. Okay, there's one side done. We're almost done with the treads, guys. Almost done. It was cool though. He dropped in, did some work. The Death Star is normally hard to deal with, and that's just kind of the game. You know, at 3,000 points, a 1,000 point Death Star is a lot easier to kill. Yeah. Well, Zerbads, it's not like yeah, there's definitely like the whole you know, you make a bad list, you can definitely lose. Like you can lose in list building. With my local group, and I did this with this guy, like we talked out our list before we did things. Hey Troy, what's going on? So he said he wanted to bring his Dreadclaw and he wanted to drop his Leviathan in. I was like, that's totally cool. Like I'm gonna bring my Malcador. And yeah, it's not like I was bringing a balanced list and he brought a balanced list, and you know that made me lose. I skewed. I blew 500 points of my list into something that I knew wasn't going to do much, if anything. Turns out it did nothing. Yeah, I don't think I know of a game that you can take anything you want and still have like an even balanced game. Like that's just not the games we play. list building is part of the hobby and part of the gameplay, right? Um, people in my heresy group don't really play to win. Like, we play to put cool stuff on the table. If I'm going to a tournament, like, I'll still choose like balanced things. I won't choose like the broken things. But then I'll just play the game to win at that point. Like, I know with the balanced list I can do really well. Um, yeah, I don't care. I had a fun time losing. It doesn't bother me at all. My opponent was super cool dude, and he's playing in the league as a as his world leader, so he'll be on my trader team, and sure we'll be seeing more of each other. I also really appreciate. I don't know if he'll ever come into stream, but he's got a 2-month-old at home, and so he's been very limited on his time to hobby and play, and so I appreciate him scheduling a game with me coming out. So Paintpot, what's up? Yeah, the Malkador cannot move and shoot. It's big gun. Yeah, for some reason Malkadors don't have a like heavy vehicle subtype or unit type that allows them to move and shoot ordnance. Yeah, Malkadors are cool. They should be a decent choice. I agree. They're way overcosted. The addition of Heresy, like, it really screwed over Mortal Armies. With the points cost and their actual damage dealing ability. Like, Malkadors in general are just super expensive. And not generally worth it in a competitive sense. I mean, to your second point, balance games shouldn't be considered. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, are you saying games shouldn't be balanced, or are you? I'm not sure what you mean by that portion. Like, I'm cool with a balanced game, but I just, and I'm totally rule of cool. Especially for how I list build, but yeah, if you're gonna be rule of cool with any miniature game, like, it's not the quote unquote competitive choice. Like, you can lose in list building at that point, in a way. I've had plenty of cool lists that I've won games with. I don't know, like if you don't want to go to a game with any balance at all, where one general goes to battle on a not even battle, then I think like historical gaming with scenarios is probably a better alternative to anything else. Like, can Napoleon win the Battle of Waterloo? Let's see. Like, the forces aren't, they're not balanced, but so I do appreciate Little Wars TV, a YouTube channel. It's a historical gaming YouTube channel that puts out like really high quality like battles and stuff, and they do like a history lesson on the event plus the battle, and they just go through all different periods of history. They do a really cool thing where they'll play out a scenario that's like, historically this army won. Let's see if our gamers playing that side can do better than the historical result. Like, can they retreat with, the army and not lose all their troops, or, can they inflict more damage than was historically done, or something like that. And that's always really fun. Yeah, Little Wars TV, I highly recommend. Incredible channel. They put out like one like big battle report a month or so, and they're normally like 30 or 40 minutes. They also do like smaller 10-minute battles for different things. Yeah, Val Kilmer passed away. Yeah. Said pneumonia he had. I think he was fighting cancer for a long time, right? Yeah, we were just talking about Val Kilmer yesterday. Is it an April Fool's joke? I have no idea. Yeah, I thought he had like throat cancer or something that like messed with his voice, right? And just like completely messed him up. But what I read was he passed away due to pneumonia. You know, we hear about somewhat common illnesses, but that stuff's not to be messed around with. Yeah, I know of someone who passed away from the flu not too long ago. Which is just crazy to think about. It's like, yeah, it's a flu. You just like rest at home or whatever, and you know, like, yeah, I was a middle-aged person. Got the flu and passed away. I have never seen either Top Gun, so I don't know. Okay, I think I got the wheels on those. It's a brush really well. Get a drink of water here. I haven't read the story yet. Gosu, my power went out again yesterday. It's great. So I got off stream and I got ready to go to the gym. I leave my house. I get to the gym and the power's out at the gym as I got there. And I was like, oh no. Like, if power's out here, power's out at my house, because I'm on, like, the same grid, because the gym is right down the street from me. So, yeah, didn't have power. Couldn't do anything, didn't have internet or anything. My data's all out for the month, because we're cheap and we don't do unlimited data. So yeah, I was kind of out of luck yesterday. Getting anything post-stream accomplished. At least I was able to ship something out. I was able to print the label. Ship something out. So that was good. Because I printed it in the morning. when I still had electricity and internet. So no, I haven't read it yet. I'll read it though. I'll read it today. Find some time. Is Prince in the mail soon? Oh, nice. Yeah, he has extra goodies. And more people into the heresy. Okay. Yeah, and I found out yesterday my new camera records at a much higher definition than my old camera. which means that it takes up a lot more space. And instead of taking 1.5 to 2 years to fill up my 4 terabyte hard drive, it took about 5 months. Your local GameStop is closing? Oh no. I thought GameStop was doing well. They're not doing well again. We'll get these right here. Door downstairs? No. Oh, actually, yes it is. Why? Still in the bag.
One art, please.
Oh no, what is it? Get Space Marine 3 when it comes out? Oh, but on Steam? I don't know. You're the guy watching the rear fuel tank. Okay, alright. We'll do that. Give me a minute. Good one, though. Let me finish these last 2 exhaust things here, so I can say I have something going on. Yeah, buy it on the internet. Hopefully you have a couple years to consider that. Won't come out until 2030. Probably. Yeah, it'll probably be something like that. Yeah, GW just had this weird, like, overzealous thing where they decided to announce that. Like, trying to tank all the goodwill for that game. Okay. We'll come back and continue the rest of the silver here momentarily. Vindicator's looking good. Yeah, still a little bit more to dry, but looking good. Okay. So, alright, I gotta get the Malcador out. 1 second. Okay. Malcador. So what Zen is talking about is, you see on this tank there's lots of little viewports on it, and it has the little little guy in the back, little tank. Right here, right there, there's a viewport that looks to the back like it's the dude, like his whole job is just to watch the fuel tank. Like they have a whole crew member in here whose only job it is to watch that tank. So I'm going to draw a picture from his perspective looking out to the fuel tank. That's what I gotta do. And I'll draw it very poorly, I'm sure, but you guys will get it here. Okay. You ready? You ready for this then? Let's get my angle here. All right. Hold on. There's a little exhaust piece. Base is back there. Yep. All right. There you go. That is the rear view. That's what he can see to check the fuel tank, and that's if it's straight behind them. If it turns this way, he doesn't see a thing. And mind you, the guys inside of this vehicle are wearing full void suits, so it's not like he can put his face up against the glass because he has to look through his goggles. So let's try this perspective again. All right, you have little viewport, and you have the tank here. So there we go. You guys see it? Can you see it? It works. Right there. That's his view. Goes that way, he doesn't see a thing. Goes that way, he'll see more. But yep. The slot might be too big. Yeah, the viewport might be too big. Yeah, that's true. But there you go, Zen. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they would seal the tank, right? As a matter of fact, I bet the engine is sealed off. This particular tank, if you look through here at just the right angle... Oh, there we go. You can see through it. You guys see that? You can see the light through it. I have never seen this on a GW tank. That you can actually see through the middle of the tank. Yeah, wild. Wild. There you go, little Malcador. The light at the end of the tunnel, yeah. They need the void suit, or else they'll be Oh, they'll suffocate in the void. See the black from this? Yeah, you can just see. Yeah, and you can see right through there because of the sponson on the other end. All right, guys. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll continue painting. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Let's jump back in. The tank's done by Warlord Games, where I can see through it. Is that like a thing for Warlord? I'm not as familiar with their vehicles or their process. I mean, the tank should be sealed. Reading Deliverance Lost. Yeah, the nuke that he drops. Man, it's been maybe 15 years since I've read Deliverance Lost, or at least more than 10. I don't remember the description. Okay. Let's get this next over bits here on the cannon. focus a little bit here. Then we'll do a second coat on this silver. Else is silver here. This piece. You know, we'll do the sponsons too eventually, but we don't have to do those right now. Big middle piece is another good one. I didn't even bother to give this thing searchlights. Its guns don't warrant the use of searchlights. Just makes it more of a target. Yes, this is 2 parts Pearl Grill silver, 1 part dark silver. That is what I have here. A bit of flow improver to thin it out a little bit since we're painting it over a large area. Use the same flow improver you'd use in your airbrush. I do, yeah, just the Winsor & Newton flow improver. This stuff right here. Like it very little is all you need, and it does a great job. New Plastic Arc Magos Prime for 30k AdMech. Oh, cool. Yeah, people seem pretty happy with that. The Arch Magos dude. It's a great kid. There's a guy making a Dark Mechanicum army in our group, and he is like converting everything, and it looks awesome. He's doing what I was considering doing, which was he's taking 40k AdMech bits and like smashing them together. He's also using like Nighthaunt stuff because he's making like Dark Mechanicum. So he's using like Nighthaunt Ghost to add to the bases as like, or to add to like the minis as like weird demon things and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Very cool looking though. All you need is skulls, it's true. That's like any 40k faction though, at least any Imperium faction. Imperium or Chaos. Okay, we'll need this silver. Those things can be gold. We'll do some silver in here. Silver. We can do some other little bits on there. We don't need any silver here. The back, we'll get these things silver. Tag those real quick. And then maybe this thing. No, that's not. That'll be red. Okay, I am gonna need some more silver down though. So let's put a little more down from each. Nighthaunt, Dark Admech Kit Bash. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I think his look really good. Definitely not something I would have chosen or thought of, but his have been looking great. And he's painting them up, and he's playing games with painted minis and stuff, which is in itself is awesome. What you're doing yesterday? Yes. So the one I was doing yesterday is this one. And we're waiting for a wash to dry before I continue doing more work on it. This is much bigger. I basically just told myself I would paint the silver on this while I waited for that one to dry and just kind of see where we were then. So just so happens there's a lot of silver on this mini due to all the treads. Second coat on that one piece there is a good idea. The Pintle Heavy Bolter seems like a good idea. I was thinking of the sponsons and the different like weapon options on this tank. Basically, it comes with heavy bolters or heavy flamers. Heavy flamers range is so short, I don't feel like it's worth anything. The heavy bolters, though, I feel like I could get some use out of, and they were free. And I could pay 10 points, and I could do one of two things. I could upgrade the sponsons to be Volkite Culverins, which they're 3 shots instead of 4, they're strength 6 instead of strength 5, they're AP 5 instead of AP 4. They're generally a better gun individually than a heavy bolter. But hey, Night Trap, what's going on? But they're 10 points. And I was like, I could also pay 10 points, and I can get a heavy bolter Pintle mount, which is this bad boy right here. I was like, then I keep my 2 heavy bolters on the side, and I get an extra 4 shots. So for 10 points, it becomes... I know, I'm tired of putting las cannon sponsons on stuff, though. I could easily put las cannon... I have plenty of extras. I could put las cannon sponsons and a multi-melta up there, but I don't want to do that. Also, okay, so the heavy bolters can fire at a separate target than the big siege cannon, because defensive fire. Volkite is really good. I pay 10 points and I get 12 shots at strength 5 instead of 6 shots at strength 6. So the 12 shots to me I feel like is more worth it. Just putting more rounds down range basically instead of just the 6 Volkite rounds. So I was like, the 10 points, I have 3 heavy bolters. I can react fire with it. Someone charged me, I could potentially overwatch. It's making someone take more saves. Yeah, and I was like, well, the Volkite have the deflagrate rule, but like, I might get one failed save after I shoot at something, and that ends up basically essentially like 7 shots on target. And it's the heavy bolters to me just seemed like the better pick for that kind of stuff. So actually, the 3, people roll dice. Yeah, of course, yeah. The 3 tanks I have made that have sponsons. I have the Sakaran Venator, and this Typhon. I gave them all heavy bolter sponsons. No. The Sakaran I gave last cannons, but I gave them a heavy bolter pintle mount. So I'm gonna try to mess around with that and see if there's any viability in mass heavy bolter fire. You need your anti-infantry weapons and your anti-tank. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yes, you can magnetize the sponsons. I did that on my Kratos. It's a lot of effort, and I did not feel like doing that with these tanks. And I'm actually, my Kratos was my first tank, so I am at the point now. All the sponsons are the same. All these tanks, when they have a sponson, it's all the same sprue. It's just a sponson sprue they put in the marine tanks. So I had decided that I have enough tanks, and to where I can choose to field a tank and pick whatever sponson I want, and I have those sponsons laying around on another tank, to where I can swap out the sponsons, and it's not a problem. A weapon and yeah, I magnetized everything on my Kratos. So all the front and hull mounted weapons, the 3 turreted weapons, and the all the sponsons, they're all magnetized, so I had all the options for it. Melt on my rhinos to scare people? Yeah. I get the meltas on the rhinos, like they're just an amazing choice. I don't do it. I like my cheap rhinos. I know they're good, and I think competitively they're the viable choice. I kind of go with the philosophy of they're not a threat to people. If people see a multi-melta on them, they're going to freak out and shoot at them, which, is shooting at a 55-point mini or whatever instead of, a 200-point Land Raider. But I like the dudes inside to survive, so... Oh, you magnetize the things on the turret. Yeah, see, I didn't do that. Yeah, that's solid. Above and beyond. The kind Commandant. You want him to survive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Riders don't last long when I play mind games. That's true. Yeah. And they really don't, do they? I feel like you'd be the one that'd know. What, if any, night houses are aligned with Thousand Suns? Okay, so I don't know about night houses. There was a Forge World aligned with the Thousand Suns, and the planet was Zhao Arkad. Zhao Arkad has weird lore, though. Basically, Zhao Arkad was separated into a bunch of different city-states. So all these like factories were run by different rulers, and they kind of had like a confederacy of city-states, and they each did their own thing basically. So Zhao Arkad was really close and worked with Prospero. They had Titan legions and stuff like that, but they had varying degrees of working with the Thousand Suns. There was one that worked really closely with the Thousand Suns. They didn't care about like like the laws of the Imperium. They made all kinds of like psyker tech and all these little things to help the Thousand Suns. And there was another one that was more like straight and narrow. They had different color schemes for their units and everything. But yeah, it was I as far as night households. I don't think there were any mentioned. How do one spell? It's ZHAO, and then I think it's ARKKAD, maybe Zhao Arcad. I think that's how you spell it. There you go. Thank you, Culture American. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, the cooler color scheme is the one that wasn't as closely aligned with 1,000 Suns, so. Which is the gold and bronze, or green and bronze. Sounds like fun to paint for Mechanicum. Okay, what else? Can we paint silver on this? Got a bunch of stuff there. A lot of that's going to be black, which is going to be really cool. I think we're pretty well set on the silver, I think. We finally done. Yeah, let's go out there. We got mistakes on here, but that's okay. This one, I think I'm going to just wash with the airbrush. We're going to touch it up, and then we'll break the airbrush out, and I'll just hose it down with wash. Arcad, forgot the H. Okay. So it's ARKHAD is Arcad. So ZHAO ARKHAD. That's the mech lore you're going with. Nice. Legio Zestobiax. That's the Titan Legion that fought with him. Okay. Alright, guys. I think it's time to continue this Vindicator. Actually, no, it's not. I just found more things that I need to paint with this silver. It's underneath tread piece. Oh my gosh. Stop it, Tank Tread. Stop it. Did I just like skip these? I think I was more worried about painting the wheels than the under treads. Let's just make sure we got it in a reasonable manner. Okay, what about this side? During my research, I found out that Forge World only has Titans and Mechanicum, no Knights. You know what, though? I had thought about that, and I figured if I ever got Knights, I would paint them in a color scheme similar to one of those Mechanicum city-states groups, whatever you call them. Legio Zestobiax was a Titan Legion on Prospero that wrecked House Malinex when they showed up on Prospero with Russ. Yeah, they did work on Prospero. Nice. Most Titan Legios had knights sworn to their cause, so okay. Well, there you go. Is it metallic red? It is not metallic red. It is a clear red over a metal color, so it kind of is metallic red. But yeah, exclamation point red. There you go. I don't really use the Tamiya transparent red anymore, just because it's super toxic and pretty horrible to use. But I do use AK Interactive Clear Red. That was the closest match I could find, which has its own problems, but it is just a normal acrylic paint. So you win some, you lose some there. I do use Pro Acrylic Transparents. Yeah, I like them a lot. They have very specific uses to me, but they are they're very cool. You guys up. We'll sit you over here. We'll get you out, and we are going to get some dry brushing on. That's what we're gonna do. Great effect. Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Caius Chan, welcome. We're gonna get some white gold out. I have my glasses. I can't see. Was no better. Oh well. Scared to touch my land rare. That's fair. Yeah, I understand. What do you have like a Spartan? Are you playing Heresy or just different Land Raider? How are you planning on painting it? Okay, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to dry brush the red on this, and we're going to dry brush it with white gold. And we're going to try to make it work well. We're going to make a lot of mistakes on other colors, but since it's just a dry brush, it'll be on the raised areas, and we'll be able to correct it afterwards, which is why we're dry brushing this color first. So let's make sure we're good. I want to go very light on here. We want to catch the angles, catch all the little bolts. That's how we're doing this. Learned long ago, doing the manual edge highlight on this takes forever and a day, and I want to paint vehicles, and I want to paint lots of vehicles, so find a way to make it work. Some more gold here. And the one from when it released, it's a combination of all three current Land Raiders. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good, Judge Dave. I've done this plenty of times. It's about correcting mistakes until the mini's done. That's all we got to do. Because it's totally cool if I get some of this white gold paint on an area that's black or an area that's silver. Because again, it's just a dry brush. It means it sits on the very edges, and that stuff I'm going to be highlighting anyway. I'm dry brushing Pro Acrylic white gold. Yeah, the more modern Land Raiders are really cool though. I mean, I like the 40k Land Raiders. There's always a classic tank. Very cool look. I used to have a Land Raider way back in the day. I stupidly sold my Space Marine army. It's back around the time 8th edition came out. Yeah, I was like, I'm never playing 40k again. I want this money to go toward computer parts or something, and so that's what I did. Yeah, sometimes you need money for the next project. I know, I collected that stuff when I was a kid too, though, and like, yeah. I'm normally a bit more of a hoarder than a purger, so it hurt. It hurt, and I have regrets. What hurt more was the Imperial Guard army I sold. Because I had an Imperial Guard army, and I had like 100 infantry. And tanks, and all kinds of like cool metal characters, and all this other neat stuff. Like, that one hurts me more to have sold that. Nothing wrong with hoarding? No, nothing at all. Range is still crusading in the name of the Emperor, just under a different commander. That's true, yeah. Selling IG is hard. Yeah, that was my, I think, my biggest regret of the armies that I sold at that time. I have spare room and storage box full of them. Yeah. Man, some of you guys with your like unopened boxes of miniatures, it's terrifying. I can't keep minis that long without opening them up. It's like anathema to me. Like, I get minis and I have to do something. I have to get them together. I'm not listening. We'll talk about my pile potential. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's your retirement plan. Not that you're selling them to retire, just when you do retire, you'll have those to work on. Makes sense. Oh, you sold a Chaos Dwarf army? Yeah, that's rough. Rough, buddy. That's why I'm never going to sell my Armada stuff. My Star Wars Armada stuff is precious to me. Okay, we got that side. Got these angles up here. Okay, we're doing good. They average 15 pound per mini now. Wow. Yeah. Uh, yeah. How's this guy's face look? Yeah. Just run the Warhammer League at your nursing home. Old people need something to do, right? I do eventually die. My family will be able to sell it for a good price. Oh yeah, there you go. What a interesting take on all that. See that we go food shopping when he sees soda. Yeah, his his experience with the trying orange soda the other day. It is precious to me. A very late breakfast? Oh, nice. All right, that is a late breakfast. Conference call. All right, Zerbads. Thanks for chilling, man. It's great talking to you. I'm going to bring this tank next game. I'm going to blow up that Land Raider Spartan. That's what I'm going to do. As it stands still and is outranged by the Spartan, that can also move and still shoot its guns. You still fighting with your airbrush, dude? That's crazy. I wonder if there's not like a bigger issue going on. Last thing. it's really blocked. Oh well, yeah. That's frustrating. Yeah, nothing like settling into a nice long airbrush session. Only for your airbrush to like clog up and not work on you. Okay. I think I got what I wanted with my dry brush. We hit the edges. We didn't mess anything else up too bad. Yeah, I bet, Dave, yeah. What do you think of Space Hulk? I've never played the actual miniature game Space Hulk. The minis look great. I did play... Was it, excuse me, Space Hulk Ascension maybe or something? It wasn't the, not the like first person shooter version of Space Hulk, but there was one, it was just... Not Deathwing. No, it wasn't that one. It was the one, it was just the board game in PC form. And they had... Hold on, let me open up Steam. Let me see. Yeah, just Space Hulk. That's all it was called. Yeah, and it was just the board game. Last played in 2015. Yeah. Yeah, just put everything on Overwatch, yeah. Yeah, it was fun, though. Maybe. This one is just called Space Hulk. I think there's a... there's one... Yeah, there's a Space Hulk Tactics. What is that?
Peggy 16.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. Peggy 16, if you're curious. I do not own that one. Yeah, that looks like the board game. Peggy 16, yeah. Was there one called Ascension? They like don't sell it anymore. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, the version I have I can't find on Steam. I don't know. Arcs of Omen, Smaller Battle Missions today was released a little back. Yeah, yep. Yeah, the boarding actions. That was from Arcs of Omen. Use cardboard bits for boarding torpedoes. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what edition it was that I had seen, but it was the one that came out like 2010 or something. They put out like the new Blood Angel minis and stuff. Okay, well, hey, conveniently enough, we have some silver on the palette. I'm gonna come through and get these parts here. buying 2 copies of the very first Space Hulk. Yeah. Well, you know, my biggest regret is not buying a bunch of Bitcoin when it was like 3 cents a Bitcoin, you know? Smart decision not to buy. Don't buy into the hype. Oh, I know. But you know, when you see that it's, I don't even know how many, over $100,000 now per Bitcoin. Like, obviously, if any of us would have known how that would have turned out, like, it's a no-brainer at that point to buy. But no, I don't buy into hype stuff like that. That's all silly. You ever used enamel weathering? No. I feel like Gosu might be the dude to talk to about that if you got questions, though. Sold his WoW account for 2 Bitcoin. Holy cow. I hope he held on to it. Silver there, we can get. Been on the barrel. Weathering animals was only trying acrylic over acrylic. Okay. tanks or anything. Yeah. Yo, yeah, that's the dude to talk about weathering stuff. Enamels. This is my chat. Yeah, yeah. Alright, you enjoy Gosu. I'm gonna sit here silently in pain. Yeah, save point's a good way to put it, though. I like the white after this. See how much we can get. Just because I can see up here. Okay. Eggshell paint, can see the details. What's that? Huh. Brazilian breakfast. You're still getting that breakfast? Sounds good. Man, I'm hungry. Why am I so hungry right now? Nice. Bunch of weather on the Mechanicum. That'll look cool. Seems like all the cool kids are painting Mechanicum. I overheard. I was at the join us, yeah. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. I was at the game store and I heard one of the owners talking to somebody. Just having a conversation about Games Workshop and their different miniature games and stuff. And he brought up Horus Heresy. And again, I wasn't part of this conversation, so I was, just sitting there waiting to be buy my stuff. But he said, he's like, Horus Heresy doesn't sell as well as, 40K. Like, it's obviously doesn't sell as well as 40K, but he said any other company in the world would go nuts if they had a line that sold as well as Horus Heresy, because it sells so much stuff. Because it's just kind of like Games Workshop in a nutshell, like with how well their games sell. I imagine it's like that for all Games Workshop stuff in general, but yeah, Gosu's a really good painter.
I believe, every day's a good day when you...
Hey, Necronomicon, welcome. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, because it is Wednesday today, and I have to keep reminding myself, because I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Yeah, Gosu paints really well, but paints very slow. I paint very fast, and I apparently suck, so... what he's trying to say. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Stop fishing for compliments. That's what Gosu said. I know, Gosu will go on and on about how good I paint, so... I said like 1/10 the time. I have to deal with my friends Orange, Baboon, Tarantula. That sounds horrid. Why? I don't want to deal with any tarantula on any day. That's what good friends do. No, no. I am a terrible friend. I will not deal with anyone else's tarantula. Girl, agree for hump day, that's good. It has been quite the ridiculous week. Last Predator, and then my Night Lords will be finished. Oh, cool. Alright. Very nice. Goku levels speed on the spider. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Okay, I just need gun casings. I'm gonna get a smaller brush to do gun casings. Venom would not kill me. I would be heading to the hospital. Ugh, yeah. All right. Some more white. Hey, Mirasaki, welcome. Thanks, getting good. Thank you. Thank you. We started on another tank while some stuff was drying on this one. We're back here trying to finish this tank today. We'll get close. We'll just wait to do transfers. I'll do transfers on all the tanks at the same time or something. Or if I get really bored at one time or something of that nature. You doing commissions? Yes, I do commissions. These are not a commission; these are my own. But I do paint commissions full time. If you're interested in having something painted, message me on Discord. I'd be happy to chat with you about anything you want painted. Here's how you proceed. I mean, like my process for doing commissions, or what exactly do you want to know? My pricing is always based on like the miniature and the level of detail people want. I paint a lot of like squads and armies for people. Oops. I end up painting a lot of like volume of miniatures. Okay, this first coat of gray. Archimagos built. 30k admech today to finish up the spider roads. Awesome. Yeah, that's the hardest part about doing a commission, is figuring out fair pricing, because a lot of times it's there's a lot of like commission painters out there, and it's not like doing canvas art where people are like, wow, it's just that one, that thing you do is really special and unique. It's very much like, I just want my army painted on the board or whatever, and I don't have the time to do it. So yeah, pricing is a challenge. Getting what you feel like you're worth is always something hard to put a value on, especially if you don't have any other like a name built up for commissions either. Makes it more difficult to like get started. Little brush, we'll just go ahead and this guy. The hardest part about commission painting is just painting stuff you don't want to paint, or color schemes you don't want to paint. That makes it so much more difficult. Like the occasional, really, kind of really demanding client or something that's really picky about things. Yeah, that's definitely an attitude that like you have to get over if you're gonna paint commissions, because like you got to charge what's fair to you too, right? And you're gonna get people that say no, or that say it's too expensive or whatever, and you just kind of have to deal with it. Like you have to figure out what what you're worth and what you're willing to charge, and hope people also see that value. Yeah, they could actually ask you to paint Space Wolves, and that would be miserable. I always made it clear my hatred for Space Wolves, so I never had too much of an issue asking me to paint Space Wolves for them. Normally, Space Wolf players want someone who's going to consistently, like constantly, howl at the moon while they're painting the miniatures. And I outright refuse to do that, so, I lose business over it, but it's a principle that I stand by. Rates. The 3 of guys that looked amazing, got a lot of compliments. Yeah. Went to a tournament, and the guy I was going to... Wait, you saw him do a table wipe with his... Oh, like he just like swept him off the table into a box or whatever? Oh, that's painful. Oh, yeah, I'd be furious also. Yeah. But like, people don't value it. They don't value stuff like that. Especially if they're not the ones painting the miniature. Like, obviously they won't care for it as much than if they, spent tens or hundreds of hours painting the army. Time to respond. All right, Utini, have a good one, man. Thanks for chilling. Good to see you. With their minis in a Ziploc bag, yeah. I will say, my first time playing a game with my Thousand Sons, I just had them all piled in a box. My opponent was very confused. They're all varnished and they're all plastic, so it was fine. They were very carefully piled in the box. Nobody broke. I can see like the orc player doing that to be funny. To like his like 200 boys that he has in his army, and just like wiping them into the box. Yeah, it is very disrespectful. Yeah, it's true. Nightlare's army is looking to be quite massive. 60 troops. Best way to transport that? That's a good question. You got to get the bag or the box. The one box. Like carry case or Amazon or whatever. one more side, and I have the guns on the front. Yeah, like magnetizing your tanks and stuff is going to be difficult. Like that'll be the tough part, but just little like 4mm magnets, 4x1s, 4x2s, or something like that on the bottoms of the bases. Maybe 5mm might be a little better. Yeah, that might be, that'll probably be enough. I've seen people hold a lot of minis in those. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, those are a lot of money too. So like finding boxes like totes and foam and stuff also isn't a terrible idea. Okay. Let's get some pure white out. This back, and yeah, we'll just have a couple highlights to finish tomorrow. I think I'm just going to highlight this white and then Call it a day. I'm starving and like really tired. I don't know what's going on. So try to go lift before the power goes out. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I hope the power issues kind of settle down. That'd be nice. It'd be real nice. Drill small holes in the treads. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. It might be a little difficult with the printed tanks. But you also don't have to worry quite as much about like making everything perfect when it's the bottoms of the treads. Into it? Oh, interesting. Soil though. Okay. Depends on your soil. I feel like there's a joke in there that I'm missing. Wrong conversation. Okay, alright. guys. I think we got the white done. White highlighted through the mini. We gotta get kind of the black and the gray and some other, a couple other details, some golds and stuff like that. But all right, Leo, have a good one. I think we're gonna call it there today. Let's see if we got someone to raid. All right, we can raid Glorious Badger. How about that? Working on some pretty print stuff. We'll go say hi. And guys, I just want to tell you, thank you for coming to hang out today. I will be on tomorrow. Same time, we'll be continuing tanks. We'll finish this guy and continue on with the next one, I think. But you can find me on my socials. I got Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, all those. You can always come in, join the Patreon. You get into like giveaways, and we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff with the 12-hour stream. We just got a little goal going on. But we'll talk more about that as we go. Yeah, you guys have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.